Hello.
Hello there.
Kim.
Hi, Michael.
Good to see you. Have a seat.
Good to meet you.
Have a seat.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Well, we have a few short minutes together, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. I know you're pushed for time.
I am. I couldn't reschedule this meeting. I hope that's okay with.
No. It's useful just to touch base, even if only briefly today.
Yeah.
We can have a chat today, and then we can follow it up in due course.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about time we had a bit of face-to-face time.
Mm.
So I welcome this opportunity to do that. What is it you want to cover today?
Well, I mean, I'm sure, probably like you, keen to discuss the Xena-II Project.
I am.
Yeah.
Kim, it would be true to say, wouldn't it, that the project is running a bit behind schedule?
Yeah. Yes. I'll be perfectly frank. Yes, it is.
Yeah. You are somebody with a fine track record in working on projects, albeit of a slightly different nature. So this would come as something of a surprise to find that things are slipping in the way they are.
Absolutely.
And we both know and understand that we've got a June the 2nd deadline, and June the 2nd isn't going to change. June the 2nd is written in stone. So, June the 2nd is going to happen, one way or the other, and I want you to know I'm putting trust and belief in you to deliver for June the 2nd. I want you to know that, and this is important, that you understand from your boss, that I am putting a lot of hope in your capacity to deliver. I believe in you. You've got a good track record, and you're going to do it. You're going to do it. I know you may be about to tell me about certain obstacles. I know about the morale difficulties within Teleon. I know that things are not as ideal as they might be, and you will have your struggles, but you are a person of high calibre. You have the competencies to succeed. So I just wanted to say that before we go anywhere else, that I have a strong belief in you. That's where we start.
Thank you.
That's where we start. Now, what's your take on the delivery for June the 2nd?
I have some concerns, which I have already put on record, that we are slightly, I think, under-resourced in terms of the team numbers. This is a huge and very complex project, which demands a very wide range of skill sets, and unfortunately, one of the difficulties that I've had to contend with is that some of the team members are really not properly trained and equipped to fulfill the roles that they're being asked to assume in this team and to deliver this project. And this has become more and more apparent to me because I've had to review people's work, their contribution, and I've been finding an awful lot of errors, anomalies, which I've had to draw their attention to, and on occasions I've actually had to ask people to resubmit their work because it just simply hasn't been of a high enough standard. So I'm finding I'm actually having to do a huge amount of the work myself, and I'm also having to monitor very, very closely what people are doing to a much greater extent than I would normally under normal circumstances.
So you're getting drawn down, aren't you, into the minutiae?
Absolutely.
You are?
Absolutely, I am.
You're getting drawn into deeply. Right, right.
But I think I have to do that.
Well, there's a tension there for you, isn't it? You feel that the team is under-resourced, understaffed.
Yeah.
You feel that some people are struggling with what they're being required to do. Your solution to that is to do their job for them.
Crudely put, I suppose, yes. I mean, yeah.
I mean, we can't get away from the fact that we've got to deliver. And of course there's a danger that you could get sucked into doing more of the work even, and being stretched beyond belief. And this will take its toll on you, and obviously it'll strain our relationship to an extent, won't it?
Well, I hope not.
Well, I hope not, as well. Because I want you to understand that, I mean, I am aware of how successful you've been in the past. You have been. You've got qualities which clearly, albeit in different circumstances, have led you to success. This is a different type of project, and it probably does need managing in a slightly different way. And you're going to have to think about some changes you're going to have to make, some adjustments you're going to need to make. At the same time, I'm conscious that there are some things that, like the understaffing, where probably, you've got a point that there are some issues there, I think, and I'm not surprised that that's caused some difficulty for you. I think if I were to think more closely about the understaffing issue, would you be prepared to do a bit more thinking about some changes you could make about the way in which you're managing and leading this team?
Yes.
You would?
Yes.
You would?
Absolutely. I mean, I'll do anything, that
Right.
you feel is appropriate to to deliver.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Is there anything else that I need to know and understand that will help my appreciation of this situation before we move forward in this conversation?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. 'Cause I know it's just a few minutes we've got today, but I think there's enough time anyway for me to offer a little bit of signposting to you, to offer you some direction about where to go, what to do, and how we're going to proceed with this. Okay. We've agreed then, have we, that there are two prongs to you resolving this situation. First prong is we sort out the understaffing, and the second prong is you look at some changes that you can make about the way in which you're leading and managing the team. Let's deal with the first issue first. If we're going to do this, we need to put forward a reasoned argument and a rationale about how, about why we need extra resources. We can't just magic them out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So we need to put forward a justification. I need you to present me with that justification after due research. Now maybe you'll have most of the facts at your fingertips, but the justification has to involve some research on your part. So I need facts, I need figures. Yeah?
Yes.
I also need to get some appreciation from you about what the team believe and how they construe this situation.
Right.
I need power to my elbow in this situation, because I need to feel, know and understand that the 11 of you have a consensus view about this, and that would offer me greater strength when I argue the case or seek to make adjustments in the resources at my disposal. So the challenge for you is, how can you, in a relatively short period of time, gather together the evidence, both quantitative and qualitative, that I will need to use. And so there's a challenge, there's the first challenge for you. And I think realistically, if we're going to get things back on track, and we're going to get resources, and because they can't just be found, you know, at the flick of the fingers, that paper that I want you to go away and write needs to be back with me by, at the very outside, Monday morning at 9 o'clock, next Monday morning at 9 o'clock. And even then that's a week away. You know, ideally it would be before the end of the week. I think secondly, you're going to need to make some adjustments about the way in which you're managing this group of people. I'm not a great believer in micromanagement. I'm not a great believer in, if you like, disempowering people by taking on their work and doing it for them. So you're going to need to find a way in which you can become, you can work with that group of people and facilitate them actually taking their fair share of the workload, whilst at the same time monitoring the quality amongst themselves of what's happening there. You might need some coaching about how to do that, providing you're in agreement, because obviously you can, you know, I can lead you to water but I can't make you drink. With your agreement, I shall approach HR and I shall have a chat with them about whether there's somebody around who can offer you the appropriate coaching so that they can help you look at, and I think probably whoever you work with will need to work with you quite closely quite soon. So we just have to see who's available. I like to keep my distance from these sorts of situations. I've got a number of other projects on the go. I think you and I will need to have the occasional review so I can put a touch on the tiller and help you and offer guidance so I can just keep on touch. And I will want you to be sending me, you know, updates. Actually, we can debate the frequency of those, but I mean just enough to keep me in touch with how things are going.
Mm.
But you know, this is down to you. This is down to you. There are some challenges ahead. I'll do what I can, but I need you to furnish me with what I need, and I will then reciprocally, hopefully, give you more strength. Staffing, guidance. Now, how does all that sound?
Yeah, I mean, that would be great if you can, you know, argue our case.
Yeah.
And I will definitely furnish you with the wherewithal to pursue that.
In the manner I've described?
Absolutely.
Good?
Yeah.
Good.
And in terms of, I recognise in terms of my own development, there is some room for improvement there, and I'm definitely committed to try and to try and do that. Can I ask you as well, because one of the issues I've had as well with the team is sort of morale. I'm finding the morale of people generally, their sort of level of motivation is very low. And could you give me some pointers in terms of?
I can. First thing, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. What sort of attitude are you conveying? What sort of presence are you offering? It starts with the leader. And I want you to think more about what sort of message you're presenting and how you're helping to bolster or otherwise the morale within the team. So you've actually got to be, I think, you've got to show some of these strengths that you have been acknowledged for having. You've got to show the sort of resilience that you've demonstrated in the past. albeit this is a different situation. But I'm going to put a lot of responsibility on you, even though around you the morale within the business itself is something of an issue. I want you to take some responsibility for actually playing your part in lifting the morale within the group. Look in the mirror. Think, what can I do? What sort of a presence am I actually creating? And again, I think this is something else that you would need to be talking about with a coach. I hope that we can get somebody, but if not, what I shall probably do is pair you off with one of the other project managers, and you can have a chat, I think maybe with one of them, and that'll give us, I'm sure they'll be able to give you some ideas about ways in which you can have greater impact, greater presence within the team. I just want you to know that I'm right behind you, that I'm here as a sort of long stop, if you like, prepared always to offer support, but I need to trust and believe that you're going to deliver.
Well, I'm certainly, I hope you appreciate I am absolutely trying my very best.
Yeah.
In terms of effort, I don't think anyone could fault me.
No.
It isn't an easy time right now. With work and with things outside of work as well. It is a pretty tough time.
Yeah.
But I am, obviously, I'm doing my utmost to try to remain focused.
Well, you do that. You remain utmost. You do your utmost to remain focused. You do that. I believe in you. Yeah. I know you're a good chap. Others have highlighted that. Your record speaks for itself. You're a good chap. You can do it. I have every hope and belief. Whatever stresses and strains are coming their way, whether in work or outside of work, I hope that you can weather this particular storm. If not, I want you to tell me. You'll come back and tell me as quickly as you can. Then we can make other arrangements. Okay, well, I know we've got to stop there. Thanks for that. Kim, it's been good to see you.
Yeah, well, thank you.
What's the next step for you then?
The next step is to come up with compelling arguments, which you can then use to petition for additional resources.
Excellent.
To bolster the team.
Yeah.
And to look in the mirror, see my understand the way I'm coming across the team, and see if I can't improve on that.
And I'll get that coaching situation sorted out as well. Okay. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you.
Great.
All the best. All the best.
Thank you.
I'll be hearing from you next end of the week.
Right.